Well, I'm going to take a liberty and show people what
Yeah.
T45s used to look like.
Do it.
Because I didn't understand what all the fuss was about. So is that what they used to look like?
Yeah, that's what it looked like when I flew. Now let me ask you,
Okay.
Doug, as somebody, who's outside who's been outside the circle. What do you think of that paint job?
To me, it looks a lot like this paint job, which I've always loved.
Okay. All right. Casmo, what do you think of the old Navy training paint job?
I mean, I like it. Does the new one have like anime characters?
It's got Sonic the Hedgehog painted on the nose. Excellent. It's like, yeah. So
so that's it.
Yeah. So I guess the training command there, Sinatra, came down, and at first I was like, oh, cool. This is a T45 thing, but I guess they're going through all the trainers, helos, the King Airs that they use for the P8 guys and the T45, and they're gonna do a fleet oriented paint job on the airplanes. And I've read, the reason why was basically they wanted to, like, the students coming in, it was to just one more little thing they could do to align them for where they're going. So there's actually different shades of gray amongst the
50.
You had to, didn't you? You just had to.
Correct. In the Navy, there's different shades of gray. Because I guess the P8's a different grade than the SH60, which is a different grade than the Hornets. I don't know, whatever. But I thought it was funny. Sorry, go ahead, man.
That sounds like hokey excuses. Like just embrace it. Like you wanted it to look more like tactical. That's cool. Yeah. Like I'll buy into that.
I think it looks freaking cool. Yeah. The decision to move forward with the new color scheme was driven by feedback from instructors and students at the Naval Aviation Training Command. The updated paint will honor the Navy's rich aviation history inspired by aircraft from World War II, Korean War, gives the aircraft a more fleet-like appearance. Change is expected to make trainee pilots feel more integrated into the Navy's operational environment as they prepare for future roles in the fleet. If I was an IP, I would want my jet painted fleet colors because I came from the fleet, and that's, I like the fleet. As a student, though, like I don't know. Maybe it's because I was never a VT instructor, but I always called them clown jets. And all the 57s and whatever they are flying around here above me, I always call them, clown copters for the paint job. It looks like those days are numbered, but the thing that for the T45, do they use the shiny gray, man? Who uses a shiny gray on a tactical jet?
Well, because it's still not a tactical jet.
Okay. All right. Good. Exactly.
That way you can still see. The reason they painted them orange so you can see them in the void, right? So now you just see the shiny gray. You're like, all right, let me get away from this dude.
At like 8 miles, you're gonna see a glint out there. It's like, oh, there he is. Yep. Tally 1.
Nope. Dive. Yeah.
Yeah. So dude, and I don't know when they started the previous color scheme that we have up there. It's been, ever since we've been flying jets, I'm pretty sure over 50 years, right? A4, and there's I think yellow, right? Doug, correct me if I'm wrong.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm remembering. Yep,
Stearman's were yellow, and what came
SNJs. I've never seen a red and white SNJ. They're all yellow.
Yeah, and then they went to. This is a big departure from.
But Trojans T28s were red and white. That's what late 60s, early 70s, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
As an Army guy, it always fascinates me the jet dudes and their paint jobs. Like it's a constant, like when I was in the Army, I'm like struggling to get parts to fix stuff. And then Facebook shows me, oh, the Air Force just painted this A10 to look like a rattlesnake. It's like how much money did that cost that I can't get a whatever widget for my Humvee or something? But these idiots have got that's painted like it was in Normandy on D-Day. Great, it's an F-16. It doesn't need to be painted that way. Why are we doing this? So whatever.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't say Navy because because
the Navy certainly wouldn't paint stuff weird.
No, they did for gray. Shiny gray is a little weird. You'd think they use tactical. For the 100 years of naval aviation, they painted up some airplanes, but it was all throwback stuff except for the digital cami. I don't know if you remember the blue digital cami Super Hornet they had. I actually flew that thing a lot because it was really old and we used it a lot in the RAG, but I wasn't a big fan. But that jet made like a whole bunch of covers and stuff because it was It was
Yeah,
one-off.
and I know that's why it's there. It's just, you know, it's just funny that the Air Force doesn't have money. Like, well, you had money earlier.
This paint is really expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive paint, and we got to change it next week, and we're gonna get a whole new paint.
Yeah,
whatever.
You know, but there is a part of me. I will say this: there is a part of me that you know, the whole idea of like we want to be more welcoming to students, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I get it.
weird.
Do you sense it, Casmo? Is it just me? You're still in the crucible, in my opinion, when you're in flight school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
who cares? Like, who cares what the student thinks? Like, do you want to be here or not? Like, I don't care if that thing's purple. Like, do you want to be a fighter pilot in the Navy? Cool, fly the purple airplane today. Like, I
Yes.
don't care.
yeah.
Stupid. Don't come up with bad excuses for good things. Like you've decided on a cool color. All right, awesome, rock it.
Yeah, it does surprise me that they would be like, "Well, students, what would you like?" Because I'm just thinking back, you know.
Yeah, did they have a poll?
Yeah, I'm thinking like an old man now. It's like, you know,
right?
back in
Yeah,
my day,
yeah.
they never came in the ready room and asked the students like, "Hey, what do you guys think?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe this is a little bit of the kinder, gentler force as well. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I remember flying with the old paint job, and I had no issues with it. Loved it. But I will say that is a cool looking. That's a cool looking T-45. The Malaysians, their Hawks were gray, and they looked good. They weren't shiny gray. They were more.
It looks like a micro machine. I don't know why. It just makes me think of a toy.
Because the canopy to jet ratio is a little weird. There's a lot of glass there.
Yeah, I feel like the paint sort of distracts from some ways because like I don't feel that way when I look at the red and white, but when I look at like that, it looks like a toy.
Yeah. Well, you look at it, you're like, oh, it's a fleet fighter. And you're like,
that's a fleet fighter. Yeah, that looks like that Pepsi commercial. Remember the old Pepsi commercial where like they pour Top Gun, they go upside down and pour in the. That's what they were flying. Looks like yeah. Or somebody says hot shots. Exactly, that's what it looks like, a hot shots plane.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It'll be good to see him flying around though, and it's sad the old my clown jet jokes have to go. So.